movies like this Trick one, which looked really interesting as well. Trick, Always Choose Treat. Animal Crossing games, one for 20 and one for 30.
And then in the PlayStation 4 section, they had this Prey game in the steel book for $10. Hello everyone, it's Austin and we are back with another episode of my $10 Nintendo Collection series. If you're new to the channel, we've been going at it for 25 weeks now, searching for video games at thrift stores, pawn shops, game stores, looking for items to flip, and then we're using that flipped profit to purchase Nintendo games and building a huge Nintendo collection. I don't have too much to go over to start off this episode, but just really quickly wanted to revisit this list of games. So far we have around 18 games, and that means that we have 12 games left to seek out on our list. We've been finding probably like 1 or 2 games each episode, so that really does add up. To start off this episode, I just wanted to ask you guys a question and helping me find some games. We've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 franchises left to find video games for. We need to find a total of 3 games for each of these franchises. So what I want you guys to do is comment down below one game from one of these franchises, one game that's your favorite game or a game that you just really like, and maybe I'll take that into consideration. Maybe the comment with the most votes, I'll look into that game. Try not to include any super high value games like Pokemon Box. I just have no interest in getting that game or playing it or using it. I don't even think it's a game. But yeah, just leave a comment down below of one game, and if I do come across it, maybe I'll consider picking those up. We've been doing pretty good though. Our game fund has been sitting pretty strong, so now I have a lot more freedom in picking up some of the higher end games as well. At the time of this recording, Black Friday is pretty much over. There are some stores still having like some sales and deals, so maybe we'll get lucky and find some deals on games. But other than that, let's check out our game collection and get into some updates. Back at our video game showcase, and we got a couple more sales. The first item we sold is going to be this Wii Sports. Just listed this up and it sold like within the 30 minutes. This one sold for $25 and we picked it up for $3 at a pawn shop. The second item we sold is going to be down here, and this one is a little bit sketchy. So I saw some of your guys' comments on my last video that I picked this one up on. So the thing when it comes to this P90X2 and Beachbody DVD is it's actually on eBay's Vero list, which is Verified Rights Owner Program. From my understanding, what that means is these companies are a lot more picky on their items that they own when other users list it up on eBay. You have to make sure you are really spot on with the listings because they really try to track down on fakes, which is a strange thing because eBay is all about flipping and reselling items from all types of companies. So I don't really know all the rules and regulations when it comes to selling stuff like this. I haven't had any issues, but I've seen and read on Reddit people that have issues with this. So I probably wouldn't advise any of you guys to go out and buy these to resell because I don't want to be responsible, of course, for any of you guys is getting, strikes on your account, eBay accounts or bans. I haven't gotten banned yet, but I will try to stray away from P90X specifically, but also Beachbody DVDs in the future. But this one sold for around $20 for me. And again, I picked it up for $1 at the bins. After eBay fees and shipping, this is how much we'll get to add back to our game fund.
This week I made my way out here to a St. Vincent de Paul store, one of the stores that I don't often visit. I was just kind of driving past and figured I'd stop in. This thrift store usually prices items a bit higher than usual thrift stores, but was just kind of browsing around this Blu-ray section, looking for some movies to watch or anything interesting, I guess, and found some horror slasher movies, some pretty good ones too. So you got Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They made like so many of these movies and I don't know like the order or if they all connect. I know I've seen like 1 or 2 of these movies, but probably not this one. And then you also got this Leatherface one, which is the origin story of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I know the killer in this movie is called Leatherface, so I thought this was pretty cool. Some movies here are around like $4, $3.98, which is a weird price. But there is one movie actually, and it's this one right here, this Texas Chainsaw Massacre double pack. and this one actually holds a little bit of value. I don't see a lot of them on eBay. I do see some sold listings for around like 40 to 50 bucks. I would have thought there would be like 2 discs in here, but there's just 1 disc and it just says double feature, has both the movies on there. So yeah, pretty cool. I think I am gonna pick this up for 4 bucks. Glad I stopped in this section to look. They also have other movies like this Trick one, which looked really interesting as well. Trick, Always Choose Treat. Apparently it's some kind of horror movie as well, probably a slasher. Bates Motel. Haven't seen this TV show. It's not a movie actually. Heard some good things about it. It's got Vera Farmiga, the main actress in the Conjuring movies, which is crazy. I don't know how she's able to do so many of these horror movies. Other than that, I'm seeing like a bunch of Big Bang seasons on Blu-ray. Probably will continue to look around Smallville, one of my favorite shows, watching on TV. Just noticed a couple of these Steelbook DVDs down here too. Got this Bourne Ultimatum. Never seen these Bourne movies before. But I have seen this, the Mummy collector's set. Got Mummy, Mummy Returns, and Scorpion King. Are those movies in the same universe or something? They're like always together. And then I also found this Dune. This looks like maybe the original Dune movie. I know they made like a new one and a sequel to that already. But this one looked pretty interesting. 4 bucks, I might consider grabbing this too. Doesn't really hold too much value. Maybe around like 15-ish. So we'll debate on this. Made my way to the electronics section next. And surprisingly, they actually have some games back here. NCAA Football 11. For 5 bucks, and that's complete. I'm pretty sure this doesn't hold any value nowadays. They got Madden, NHL. This Lynx 2004 game. I've actually never seen this. I didn't know they made a golf game called Lynx. Yeah, that's a bit strange. 2K17. I wonder if this actually has any value. It is one of the later NBA 2Ks that released on 360. We'll have to check that out. But for 5 bucks, that's gonna be difficult to decide to pick up if I do and see. So just saw a sign that said everything that's red tag is $1. So I guess they must have just re-tagged these to be red, so they are $1. Would you guys pick any of these games up for $1? I'm kind of debating on this one. This one doesn't really hold too much value, around like 5 to 10 bucks. Same with this 2K17. Just sports titles now.
This week we're checking out a Half Price Books, and this place usually has a great selection of video games. Checking out the N64 section and just a couple of sports titles right here. They actually had more N64 games in the case. And then they had some Super Nintendo games here too, some of the lower end ones. I found this Bill Laimbeer Combat Basketball. This is such a funny, gimmicky game, and for 3 bucks I might decide to grab it. And then a couple NES games here as well. The Sesame Street game for 7 bucks. Below that was some DS games and 3DS. Found this Final Fantasy game on the 3DS. A couple of Fire Emblem games, which was pretty cool. This game usually goes around for like 40 bucks every time I see it. So I might pass up on that though. Next, gonna quickly show you guys the GameCube and Wii section. I really didn't see too much in here either. And then down in the Wii section, I found some Metroid games along with some Zelda games. Next, gonna show you guys these glass cases. They had some of the higher end stuff in these cases. Over in this case though, I spotted immediately this Wii Sports combo pack that they had for $22.49. Great price on that. This game usually values for around 60 to 70, even loose like that. And then spotted this Def Jam Vendetta for $30. I rarely see this game, so really considered picking this one up at this stop as well. Lastly, just going to show you guys the PlayStation section. They had a PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 on this shelf. What I mainly look for in this section is steelbook cases and really unique games that I just don't see too often. Check out this Marvel vs. Capcom one. Such a great cover art on the steel booklet. And then in the PlayStation 4 section, they had this Prey game in the steel book for 10 bucks. Really tempted to pick this one up too. Haven't really played the Prey games though. In the Xbox 360 section, scanned through this whole shelf already, and there were a couple interesting titles. They had some Crash games, as you guys can see on the side right there. But I found this Fear game for 10 bucks, and from what I can recall, these Fear games do hold a little bit of value as well. This is the first Fear game that released. Checking it out, and looks to be complete, and for 10 bucks, I am considering grabbing this one as well.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be $69.33. If you want to wait on your card, I'm gonna grab this first.
Okay.
Here we are at the game showcase. We just made 2 sales. So the first sale is going to be down here. It's going to be this Lord of the Rings Conquest game on the PlayStation 3. We sold this one for around $20 and picked it up for around $3 at a thrift store. The second item we sold is also down here. It's going to be this one, this Insanity Max 30 DVD set that we sold for $15.50 and picked it up for $1 at the bins. We just sold 2 items. First one's going to be down here. It's this Xbox 360 controller. We sold this one for $22.50 and picked it up for around $5 at a thrift store. The second item we sold is right here. It's this Wii Sports Resort. Sold really quick. We sold this one for $31, missing a manual even, and that's how much it went for. Picked it up for $3 at a pawn shop. Gonna get these packaged and shipped after eBay fees and shipping. This is how much we'll get to add back to our game fund. Making a visit to GameStop today, and they've got their buy 2 get 1 free sale for Black Friday. Apparently this GameStop also sells some retro games. It's not classified as like a retro location, but if we can find a couple of games, maybe we can take advantage of this buy 2 get 1 free. So right off the bat, I found this Animal Crossing game for $45. That price sounds like it's an amazing price. We can check it out as well, and it does have the manual, so we'll probably be picking this one up for $45. Now the tricky part is finding another game for around $45 and that I would like to keep in my collection. Just gonna quickly show you guys this Xbox section over here too. Do have some 360 games, some Guitar Hero games. They got this NBA 2K18 for 20ish. Apparently this one kind of went down in value, I believe, because it's only going for around like 20 now. And it used to go for like 30, I think. I mean, same thing with a lot of these Xbox 360 games. After the store closing, you know, prices kind of spiked up, but I'm seeing them start to go down now. But you got these Forza games. I thought this was pretty cool. I remember like seeing or owning this, like the Forza 3 and then the Halo 3 ODST combo pack. I even got a couple of original Xbox games over here. But yeah, just want to show you guys what they do have here. Lastly, just going to show you guys this PS4 section and PlayStation 3. A couple of games down here. Oh, we see this Silent Hill game. 27, I think this went up. And then just the rest of these games over here. Some PS2 games. So what I might end up doing is just picking up a couple of lower end games too. They had 2 of these Animal Crossing games, one for 20 and one for 30. I was kind of leaning towards this $30 one, but apparently it's this is a little bit overpriced on that one. It's actually around 20 for that one. So we'll probably just end up grabbing this one. This one doesn't look as interesting, I'd say, but $20 for an Animal Crossing, and that might just conclude our Animal Crossing games. That's should be 3 games that we have in our collection now. So I should get a free game for around $20, was kind of debating on finding just a game that I could easily flip, but I don't know, it just wouldn't really make sense. I'm not really seeing anything worth doing that with, so I don't know, might as well just grab a Switch game just to add to my collection. The actual game selection here really isn't that great. Was hoping to pick up like some Kirby games or Pokemon games on the Switch, but there's like nothing here for that. After scanning through a bit though, I think I landed on like maybe 2 games. Maybe this Persona 5 Strikers game. Always wanted to check this one out. Fun turn-based combat game. And then also landed on this remothered Broken Porcelain game. Just looked like a fun horror story-driven game. And yeah, don't really see this too often. Might grab this one and add it with this pile that I have.
I would hope so.
To all the other stores too.
I know they made everyone toss the DS cabinets several years back, and now they're scrambling for those again.
Yeah.
Fortunately, they are covered until the end of the gift giver's guarantee, which is January 18th if you do have any issues with it.
Here at the game showcase, and we've got a really nice sale. We just sold this one right here. This is the NCAA Basketball 10, and this one sold for $40. Picked it up for around $2 or $3 at the pawn shop. We just made another quick sale. It's going to be down here, this SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. We sold this one for $21 and picked it up for around $2 at a pawn shop. We just sold another item. It's going to be this one right here. This one sold for around $20-ish. And we picked it up for $2 or $3 at a pawn shop. This one's worth a little bit more than the regular Left 4 Dead game, simply because it's the Game of the Year edition. I'm assuming it includes some DLC, survival pack content. Gonna get this packaged and shipped. After eBay fees and shipping, this is how much we'll get to add back to our game fund. Back in our game room now, and that pretty much wraps up our game hunting for this week. A little shorter episode for you guys, but we for sure made some progress in our game collecting. So we first made a visit to St. Vincent de Paul. I rarely go to this specific store location, but found a couple of items. We got this NCAA 11 on the Xbox 360. It was only $1 because it was marked at red tag, so for $1, really couldn't pass this one up. We then came away with this Steelbook Dune movie. I haven't seen the newer version of the Dune movies or this older one. Looks pretty interesting though. We'll probably be flipping this one. And then lastly, we got this Texas Chainsaw double pack, combo pack on Blu-ray. Picked it up for around $4, and it actually does hold a little bit of value. Not sure how much it is currently at right now. We had to make a stop at a Half Price Books this week and actually scored pretty nicely on some items. The first game we got is a Super Nintendo game called Phil Lambier's Combat Basketball. I just picked this up because I thought it was pretty funny. I really enjoyed the 30 for 30 documentary episode of the 90s Pistons, the early 90s Pistons. And they were just known for being a really dirty basketball team, played very physical, and was hated, probably the most hated team at that time. Phil Lambier played the center position on those Pistons teams back then, and was known for also being a really tough bully character. This game isn't really known for being too great. It's like a top-down arcade basketball. Next, we got this Wii Sports Combo Pack. I actually picked up my other one at Half Price Books for a pretty decent price. This one was marked at $22.50, so really couldn't pass up on that. This game values for around $60 to $70, even loose like this, so should be a great one for us to flip. We picked up this Fear game on the Xbox 360. I think this is the first Fear game, and we actually have the Fear Files game as well, still in our collection. I picked this one up, was debating if this was a good pickup or not at $10. May try flipping it, but if not, I'm happy to keep this in the collection as well. And then lastly, we picked up Def Jam Vendetta on the GameCube, and I just rarely see this game out in the wild, so I had to pick it up for $30. Not a bad price either. I actually played this Def Jam a lot more than Fight for New York. Still the same concept. You got rappers wrestling and fighting, and there's a storyline. Hip-hop was such a big influence in American culture back in the 2000s. It was in a lot of things like video games, movies, TV shows, clothing. So this game definitely brings me back to that time. Lastly, we just made a visit to GameStop and took advantage of some of the Black Friday sales. It was a buy two get one free. we picked up this remothered Broken Porcelain game on the Nintendo Switch. This was the free game that I decided to grab. It looked really interesting. Apparently it's a survival horror game, but apparently this is like a sequel to this series, and doesn't really run too well. It had a lot of bugs, so it wasn't reviewed too well either. We picked up 2 Animal Crossing games. The first one we got was this Happy Home Designer on the Nintendo 3DS. More of like a spin-off or an add-on type of game. You pretty much just design homes for other characters in the town. Sometimes they give you like limitations or requirements and things like that. So if you're a really creative person, this game is perfect for you. And then lastly, we got the original Animal Crossing game on the GameCube. I believe this is the first one that ever released. I've actually never played this one, but apparently you move into a town and you're given a home with a loan that you pretty much have to pay off. You pretty much go foraging for items, fishing, planting, and with those items you can donate them or sell them in order to pay off that huge loan. So it seems like a really chill game. Also a lot of fun interactions with the characters in this town. So just like that, gonna add this to our collection right now and actually finish these tally marks on this Animal Crossing franchise. We have now concluded with that. Just a fun little week of pickups for us. That's pretty much all I got though. Thank you guys all for tuning in, and I'll see you all on the next one.